Hi, my name's Annika, and I'm going to walk you through the process of learning how to use your ability hand. So first, we're going to go over the components that make up a prosthesis. So the first component of your prosthesis is your socket. So that's that part right here. This is the part of my prosthesis that fits snugly around the shape of my limb. So each socket is designed specifically for each user. The socket is also where the electrodes live. So as you can see, inside of my socket, there are electrodes that are embedded, and these touch the surface of my skin. These are what read my muscle signals and allow me to control my bionic hand. So the next component we have is the ability hand itself. And then all of the PSYONIC components that come with the hand. So your hand will come with a battery pack, the coaxial plug, a power switch, the vibrational unit, and the USB-C wall charging block and cable. Your ability hand can come in one of two sizes, both small and large, and I am wearing the small size. Your ability hand can also come with one of two different wrist connections. So as you just saw, I was able to disconnect my hand from my socket pretty quickly. This is because of the electronic quick disconnect or EQD wrist connection that I have in my hand. And this is one of those two options. The ability hand can also come with a shorter wrist unit, which is a wrist that is designed for those that have a more distal level of limb difference. So to connect my hand back to my socket, I'm just going to take my hand and press it pretty firmly into the wrist unit. And then to make sure it's secure, I can just pull at it, make sure it's firm and it's on there. So to put back on my prosthesis, my socket uses a push-in method. So some people may use different donning methods to put on their socket, such as the pull-in method or using a bag, so the bag method. These are all just different ways that you can compress your limb so that it fits snugly inside of your socket. And again, like a socket's design, the method of putting on a socket is also completely dependent on the user, their limb, and their preference. So this is something that your certified prosthetist would work with you on to determine which method of donning is best. But for me, I usually need to apply some form of lubrication or lotion onto my limb so that I can push my arm into my socket because I use the push-in method. So I'm going to do that right now. And so then I'm able to easily just press my limb into my socket and move it around a little bit and make sure it feels comfortable. So now that I've explained to you the components that make up my prosthesis and how I put it on, I'm going to show you how I actually can control my ability hand. So I'm going to start by turning on my prosthesis. I'm going to do so by pressing this button on my power switch for a few seconds. And as you can see, the hand is going to turn on and calibrate. This means that each individual finger moved to its resting position, and if you could see, the LED light on the power switch also flashed white 3 times. This is another indicator that your hand is on when you press the button. So the ability hand is myoelectric. This means that it is controlled by the electrical signals that are generated by my muscle contractions. There are electrodes that are embedded in my socket, and they touch either side of my arm. So these are what read my muscle signals and communicate to the hand to either open or close. The hand can either be controlled with dual sight technology or pattern recognition. These are 2 different systems, and they both utilize electrical signals that are generated by our muscles. But for me, my hand uses a dual sight system. So this means that if I flex or contract my muscles on the inside of my arm, this is going to communicate to the hand to close, and my hand will close. If I flex and contract the muscles on the outer side of my arm, this is going to communicate to my hand to open, and I can open my hand. And as you can see, all 5 of my fingers can flex and extend, and the thumb can also rotate both manually and electrically. So this is made possible by these 6 motors that are in the hand. There's 1 in each finger to flex and extend, and then there's an additional motor in my thumb so that it can rotate. So as a user, you have the ability to use different hand positions or grips that have been pre-programmed for different purposes and tasks. There are 2 main ways that users can switch from one grip to the next, either open on open or co-contraction. And this is something that your certified prosthetist will work with you to see which system is the best. But for me, I use open on open. And so to do so, when my hand is in the open position, I'm going to contract my open muscles a second time to switch into the next grip. So right now my hand's open on key grip. And if I contract my muscle again, now I'm in the next grip. You can also change your grips with the ability hand by using the button on the power switch. So as a new user, it's typical that your muscles get tired quickly because you're utilizing these muscles that you don't use that often. And so for this reason, it's important not to get discouraged. Muscle fatigue and frustration is expected and very normal as a new user. And it's really nice because you can still change from grip to grip and practice controlling and using your hand when you're tired without having to contract your muscles. So you can use this feature to change grips. To do so, you can quickly tap the button on the power switch, either 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times. And this is all just dependent on how you've set it up in the app. So when switching between grips or hand positions, you have the ability to switch between 4 grips just by using your muscles, and so contracting your muscles. These are the grips that you have in your current grip cycle. So each user is going to learn what 4 grips are the best for their daily activities. And then when these grip preferences inevitably change with time, you can easily swap them out for other grips in the app. The Ability Hand currently has 19 pre-programmed grips that are available in the app. And so in my current grip cycle, I have key grip to start, pinch, tripod, and then power key grip. So again, to switch from key grip to pinch grip, when I'm in the open position, I'm going to contract my open muscles a second time. Now I'm in pinch. Pinch grip can be utilized for picking up smaller, more delicate items. And this is also where the proportional speed control of the hand is really useful. So this is a feature of the hand that allows me to open or close my hand very quickly or very slowly. And this is all based on the speed and the strength of the muscle signal that I generate. So for example, when going to pick up this raspberry, proportional speed control allows me to slowly contract my closed muscle to slowly and delicately pinch the raspberry. So while I can close my hand really slowly to pinch that raspberry, the hand also has a really fast closing speed where the fingers can actually close in about 200 milliseconds. And this is actually faster than we blink our eyes. So the fast closing speed is a really important feature of the hand. So now I can switch again into my next grip, power key. So power key grip is a grip that I keep in my daily cycle of grips always, and it's also a user favorite. So how it works is when the hand is open, I can manually move my thumb, allowing me to quickly switch back and forth between key grip and power grip. And as a user, this is a really useful grip because these are usually the top 2 grips that I need for most tasks. So key grip is really great for smaller objects or tasks that involve finer motor control, while power grip is great for larger or heavier objects. So again, if I want to switch between these 2 very fast, I can just manually move the thumb, and it's really nice because I can even just bang the thumb against the table, my leg, to switch back and forth. Again, for a new user, this could be a really great grip to start out with because your muscles are usually very fatigued and you don't need to contract your muscles to switch between the 2. So again, if your muscles are getting fatigued, this is great because it's a great way to control the hand and have 2 different grip options without overdoing it. So now I'm going to touch on the different features of the Ability Hand. So to begin, the fingers themselves are compliant. This means that they are both very flexible and they're also very durable. So I can both bend my fingers back and forth and it doesn't do anything. And I can also actually smash my hand against the table and it's totally fine. So another feature is that the hand is actually water resistant. So you can wash your hands like you would a natural hand. And if you get dust or dirt on the fingers, cleanup is easy. You can spray the hand down or you can wash it with soap and water and it'll be fine. The only thing to note is that the wrist connector itself is not water resistant. So when washing dishes, it's good practice to keep your hands angled downwards. The hand itself is also quite lightweight. It weighs about 490 to 500 grams, which is actually lighter than the average human hand. A unique feature of the Ability Hand is that it's the first commercially available hand to offer touch feedback to users. So this means that when pressure is applied to the fingers, Ability Hand users receive vibrational feedback. So I get a little vibrational sensation in my socket when I'm touching something. How it works is that there are these pressure sensors in the fingertips of 3 of my fingers, the thumb, the index finger, and my pinky. And these fingers have 6 touch-sensitive sites. So the touch-sensitive sites exist in the fingertip, the finger pad, and then there are 2 on the lateral aspect and 2 on the medial aspect of the finger. So when I press on these sites, I feel a slight vibration in my socket. The power switch button is also very useful. The power switch button turns on and off the hand, but also based on different presses, so either a single tap, a double tap, or a triple tap, you can also either check the battery status, freeze the hand, or switch grips. So to check the battery status, I'm going to tap on the power button once. The light on the power switch will display a color based on how charged the hand is, either red, yellow, or green. To freeze the hand, I'm going to tap the power button twice. So you can see here that the light on the power switch is flashing. This means that the hand is in freeze mode. So what freeze mode does is it means that the muscle sensors aren't active anymore. So I can contract the muscles in my arm and my hand's not gonna move. This is a really useful feature as a user because it gives you 100% confidence that your hand is going to stay in a certain grip. To unfreeze the hand, I'll just double tap that power button again, and the light's gonna stop flashing, and I can contract my muscles and control the hand again. To change grips, I can tap the button 3 times. So as I touched on, this is especially useful to new users whose muscles may be fatigued. So tapping the button 3 times will change the hand from the grip that you're currently in to the next grip in your cycle of grips. So these functions and the number of taps that corresponds to each function is dependent on how it's set up in the app. So a user can easily map which button tap goes to which function in the app. So the hand is also USB-C rechargeable. So the hand can charge from 0 to 100% in around 60 minutes. And the batteries on direct control, so the system that I use, typically lasts between 8 and 12 hours. So you would just typically charge it at the end of the day after a day of wearing it. Cool feature is also that because the hand is USB-C rechargeable, you can also charge your phone from your hand. So that's pretty awesome. So there's also an app for the hand for both iOS and Android. And I highly encourage you to, after watching this video, explore the app by clicking on all of the different menu items, just so you can get familiar with the app. As a user, this is where you have the ability to change things like the grips in your grip cycle and adjust things like the sensitivity of your hand to your muscle contractions. So it's an important feature to get comfortable with using and be familiar with. It's also important to note that if you have an Android, you need to make sure that your location sharing is on and Bluetooth is on so that your hand can connect to the app. So I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to click onto the app. First, what we need to do is click scan on that first screen, and then your device is going to pop up. So I'm going to click on my device, and then we're at the home screen. So the first menu item that I'm going to walk you through is My Grips. So that's that first menu item. So we're going to tap on that. Here you can see all of my 19 pre-programmed user grips that are displayed at the top of the screen. So at the bottom row is where your 4 cycles of grips are, and then at the top is those 19 pre-programmed grips. So to switch grips in your grip cycle, so to add one of those 19 pre-programmed grips that you don't have into your cycle of grips that you can go through daily, you're going to press down on the grip that you'd like to swap into your cycle of grips. And you're going to swap it and tap on the bottom screen wherever you'd like to swap out that grip. The next menu item that we're going to look at is grip switching. So this page is where you can change how you're able to switch grips. So as I mentioned, open on open and co-contraction are the typically used methods, but your method of grip switching can be changed here. To do so, you're going to double tap the method of grip switching to either toggle on or toggle off that method. You can also, at the bottom of the screen here, toggle on vibrate on switch. And this feature is really great because it gives a user the small vibrational reassurance or that vibrational feedback when they switch grips. So the next menu item we're going to look at is grip editor. It's the next one down. Grip editor is great because it allows the editing of each individual finger in each grip. So to do so, you're going to click on which grip you'd like to edit. And here you can edit the flexion and the extension of each finger as well as the rotation of the thumb. The next menu item that we're going to look at is control system. So this screen would typically be used by a clinical prosthetist to change your hand system of control. My hand uses direct control, as you can see here. But other methods are also available, such as COAPS pattern recognition, which I had mentioned earlier. And if for some reason when you are contracting your open muscle and the hand is closing instead, or vice versa, you're contracting your closed muscle and the hand is opening, your channels might be flipped. So you can flip them back in control system, this menu item, with the flip channels toggle on feature. So the next menu item that we're going to look at is control signals. And here is where we can program the controls and the sensitivity of the signals that are being sent to your hand. And this is a very helpful page as a user if you're just getting started and used to controlling your hand, or if you're having issues controlling your hand. So first, to orient you to the screen, the signals that you see here are my muscle signals that I'm generating by contracting my muscles. So the blue line is my closed signals and the red line is my open signals. You can see both of my signals displayed here, and this line, this black line in the middle, represents the threshold that both of my signals need to cross for my hand to respond. Below that is a screen that allows us to adjust the speed of both my open and my closed signals. These are the thresholds that your signals need to surpass for the hand to respond with a fast speed. Below that are your gains. So changing the gains amplifies or dampens the signal that's being sent to your hand. And this either will increase or decrease the sensitivity of the signals that are sent to your hand when trying to open and close. Each user is going to have these gains specifically set based on the sensitivity that they need to best control their hand. And this is something that's determined by you and your certified prosthetist. But as a user, it's really good to know because you do have the ability to change these gains if you need to change the responsiveness of your hand. Essentially, the higher the gain, the more sensitive the electrode is to read your electrical signals. So if you're struggling to either open or close your hand, you would increase the gain to make it a little bit easier for you. In between gains, you can see that there is a way to adjust the max speed of your hand. So having it at 100%, which is what I have it at right now, allows the hand to open and close at that fast speed of 200 milliseconds. So the next menu item we're going to look at is touch sensing. So this screen displays the touch feedback feature of the hand. So if I touch my pinky again, you can see that there the signal is showing up. And then same goes for my index or my thumb. You can actually see the different plots of the pressure that I'm applying to the fingers on this screen. And you can also turn vibration on or off if you don't want that feature. So the next menu item I'm going to look at is power switch. And so as I've touched on, the power switch menu allows you to map which button tap on your power switch maps to which function of the hand. And so to change this, you're going to click on the single tap, double tap, or triple tap, and then select which feature you'd like for this tap. So the next menu item that I'm going to show you is the demo mode. In demo mode, this screen shows you a little joystick, and so I can move this joystick around and open or close my hand using the joystick. The hand also has a little Easter egg for users. So if I click under the E in demo mode and above the joystick, so my hand just played the Doom theme song. So the final menu item that I'm going to walk you through is software updates. So if I click on this screen, this is a place for you to update your hand through the app. So the PSYONIC team is continually updating the hand software. So this is a place that you can check if there's any updates and easily update your hand via Bluetooth. All you have to do is click check for PSYONIC Ability Hand updates. And if there are any updates, you can update your hand. Finally, I'm going to walk you through the settings. So there are a few different toggle on options here. Settings is in the top right corner of the screen's display. So a few different toggle on options, as I mentioned, but notably to a user, you can toggle on or off the recalibrate fingers on power up. So when this is toggled on, each individual finger is going to open to its resting position, move to its resting position every time the hand is powered on. And when toggled off, the hand is not going to recalibrate. It's going to power on to the grip that was previously turned off on. So this is just, again, up to user preference. You can leave it toggled on or turn it off. So as for the safety and the capabilities of the hand, the max lifting force is 50 pounds of weight. This means that I can lift on this side up to 50 pounds of weight with my ability hand. The max grip strength that I have depends on the grip that my hand is in. Grip strength refers to how much force I can close my hand with when it's met with resistance. So it's a good indicator of how strong my hand is in different hand positions. For example, when I am in key grip, my grip strength is equivalent to close to 3 pounds of force. When I'm in a pinch grip, my grip strength is equivalent to around 2 pounds of force. And when I'm in power grip, my grip strength is equivalent to around 15 pounds of force. So care and maintenance for your hand is often minimal and easy, as the ability hand is very durable and it's also water resistant, so it's really easy to clean off. Again, you can wash your hands with soap and water, so clean it off pretty easily. And if you do happen to break your hand or something stops working, or if you're having a connection issue, such as the red light on your power switch is blinking, or it's not connecting to the app, PSYONIC support team is here to help you. Support is available to users and clinicians via both email and phone. So we've just given you a comprehensive introduction to the ability hand, covering its functionality, the key features of the hand, and the app's usage. But if you do still have inquiries regarding how to use the hand, don't worry. We have detailed manuals on our website that address a wide range of topics relating to the hand's operation. So these manuals provide even more in-depth and technical information on a variety of different topics that we've just begun to touch on today. So for example, we have a manual for users, so the Ability Hand User Manual, a mobile app setup manual, a PSYONIC button manual, so all about the button presses, and a troubleshooting guide. And if you're a clinician, a user, or somebody that's just interested in the ability hand, we do really value your feedback. If there's any support or resources that you'd like to see us prioritizing regarding the ability hand and its features, please share these suggestions with us. We want to provide information that is the most helpful for you. Thank you.